This is the Two Scrappy Chicks podcast where life is messy, the stories are real, and we dare to talk about it anyway.
All right, The Valley, Season 3, Reunion, Part 1. I guess there's 3 parts. And we didn't see anything about what's going on with Jax and Lori. Apparently, they did pick up filming again when this came out. So I don't know if we're going to see it the next one or the last episode or what. But the latest is Brittany. I didn't see it yet. Brittany went on The People. The People magazine app and did an interview about what was going on with their publicist. And it's more about the publicist and not, about her and Jax. All right. So it starts out with Andy asked Nia how long of a drive did they have because they live in Santa Clarita. I'm pretty sure that's right. She said an hour. And Andy asked, how's it feel your first reunion without Jack? She said, great. And then Michelle, he refers to Dr. Dre because Michelle's dating Dr. Dre. And then Jesse, no loafers. He's wearing tennis shoes. And then Lala, or no, Luke. Luke didn't watch any of the episodes. He didn't want to relive it. Jasmine, congratulations. Less than a week ago, she was married. Janet, she got a short haircut. I'm sorry, but yuck. Jason, and no leg brace. And then Zach, still no refrigerator. And then, oh, Kristen is on a GLP-1. And then Lala, it says last seen with, um, no, I'm sorry. Her last reunion was 2 years ago on Vanderpump Rules. Schwartz, he does not, he seems kind of, well, we'll get to it, how weird Schwartz he's acting. So Andy's like, oh, how's it feel? No Sandoval. And he goes, oh, this has been the best year of my life. Danny, he's scared, or, yeah, scared of his life. And he feels shameful and embarrassing of what happened. And then, oh my God, who is? Oh, and then Kristen said that she's, was she having still, the postpartum and that. And she said she feels better, but she's not much of a person that wants to go out, social butterfly, so she likes to stay home. And Danny and Nia were oh, Danny and Nia, Andy asks, are you having any more kids? No. Have you checked the sperm count? No, but we need to. And Nia already had a scare where she didn't get a period, but she did. And then Lala, Andy asks, do you know who the sperm donor is? And she goes, no. They, because Luke apparently donated at the same place Lala got hers from, but that was 2013, and Lala's convinced that it's wasn't Luke's sperm, even though the baby resembles Luke. So I don't know, Lala. Maybe you need to find out who your sperm donor was. Okay, then we talked to Brittany. And Andy asked about custody, and she was saying there was stuff she couldn't say. So other people answered for her that she has primary custody but won't be getting the kids. I think they split it. Three? 3 days a week. Um, but she's got primary, I would, so she would have Cruz more than Jax, which is probably the best. And Brittany's still in the house and she's paying a freaking loan. Jax took, um, and used the house up for a collateral, freaking $1 million freaking loan he took out and Brittany's paying for it, and he's being a dick to her. Are you kidding? I think she has no choice if she wants to keep the house that she has to pay that or she's not going to have a house. Um, all right. What did I'm trying to think. What did Jack say? Oh, I just wrote jerk jacks. Okay. So Jesse, um he was in wait, Jesse. Okay. Jax. Jax texted Jesse and like the last time he texted Jesse, he was saying something about a red carpet that him and Lacey did and what they said, and Jax didn't like it because maybe it was a question about him. Danny said Jax texted him too and apologized for the way he's been. And mm, excuse me, I don't know if Jesse got an apology. No, I don't think it was Jesse that said this, but somebody said that Jack had said horrible things about everybody, and it's on frickin' Reddit. So, yeah, if you want to go rot your brain. uh, yeah, reading Reddit, go rot your brain, right? Michelle, Dr. Dre, but they don't say anything. Um, she just acknowledged they're dating. So, uh, oh, Aaron. They talk about Aaron. He was on the show last year that Michelle was with. Yeah. I think after this coming out, he's going to have women coming for him. The reason why he broke up with Michelle is you look amazing now, but maybe you won't in 10 years. So they broke up, and Isabella was upset. She called her daddy, and Jesse was getting emotional about it that she called him and told him what happened. Um, and then Andy asked, Michelle, you and Schwartz, and she said, no, that never crossed my mind. He's like a brother to me. Plus, Tom has a girlfriend now, Kiana, and Michelle's dating Dr. Dre. And she didn't want to get into it. And Jesse goes, oh, sounds like an NDA. And Michelle's like, no, I don't have an NDA. That she's just having fun, living life. And her and Jesse are officially divorced. Um, and then Andy talks about Janet saying that she was her dream woman and asked Jason if he would allow that. And he said, no. No, I would not allow Janet to hook up with Michelle, knowing that Janet's like obsessed in love with her. So That's interesting. And now Brittany, her first relationship since Jax, was Brandon, someone that she knew from Kentucky, and no one seemed to be really approving of him, but he owed her, well, she was embarrassed to say this, but I'd say he owes her this money. But knowing Brittany, she's probably going to take it as a loss. But I don't know if this was over time she did it, but she gave him like a couple of thousands, $10,000 she gave him, Brandon. And everyone's just like gasping, like, what the heck is wrong with you? All right. And then Andy asks about her mommy makeover, how things were still going. And she said, fine, that this is the best that she's ever felt. And then apparently during BravoCon, Janet, not Janet, Kristen said most likely to get divorced would be Jordan and Denny? No. Janet and Jason would be like the most likely to be getting a divorce, but she says later on that that's all she could think of and like didn't really mean it. So there's that. And what's next? Lacey. Oh, poor Lacey. But I like her because she don't back down. She may be little and mighty. She don't back down. And it was nice to see. Okay. So, Lacey, we're talking about Michelle. Michelle was glaring at her the whole time, and Lacey is just, I don't know. Um, it's funny though, because Andy asks Jesse, is she the alpha? And he's like, no. And then he's like, yeah. And she is. She keeps him in line. I think she's doing a good job keeping him in line. And of course, as she's talking, Michelle's looking at her, just glaring at her with evil eyes. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. And um, my ex-husband, no, I'm sorry, her. So Lacey has an ex. And it seemed like they were getting along and that they came to an agreement on Vanderpump. Not Vanderpump. It seems like they were on a boat and Michelle and Lacey and they had a talk, so it seems like everything was okay and now it's not. Because I guess Lacey apparently gave her a cease and desist. Stop talking about me. And um she was accusing Michelle of projecting at Jesse, just because you're unhappy, and says Michelle likes to lie and plays the victim. And that's when Andy was confused. I thought everyone was getting along, and now everyone isn't. So he was confused. And then, let's see. Oh, Lacey did a and cease, ceased and desist on Michelle because she said Michelle made derogatory comments and Michelle was denying it. And Um, she also called her out on sending text messages that Jesse will ruin her life and be an alcoholic, and that he spent all their money. And I think that's it. No. Okay, is this more ripping? Uh, oh, Lacey accuses Michelle being coached by Lala. Teach Michelle how to hate everybody. And then kind of put, yeah. Um, okay. Apparently Lacey said that Lala's teaching Michelle how to hate people, especially your ex and men. And then Jasmine announces she's going to hold on. All right, where were we? Um, I guess we already covered Janet and the little guy going to see, or no. Mm, all right, hang on a second. I lost my space here. One second. Okay, so uh, Michelle, this is still part of Michelle and Lacey going at it. That Michelle is fake, coached by Lala to teach Michelle how to hate everyone. Um, Jasmine. Jasmine says she feels, she's the one that just got married. It's like less than a week that her wedding happened. She says she feels like she gets shut down by the group, and that's why she does her talking in the confessionals, because then they'll see it. Well, if they watch the show. And yes, Kristen and Janet are enemies. And then the whole they need maybe they can slowly oh Chris slowly build a relationship. And Kristen says, I want to see evolution, not fake. I don't want to see, fake Janet. And next, uh Andy asks Kristen, how do you feel about Janet? And she said disdained. And then the Zach thing. And that's another reason why Kristen doesn't want anything to do anything with Janet, because she, what she did to Zach, and can't apparently Kristen can't let things go. So, um, mhm. Let's see what else. There was a lot of I say a good portion was Michelle and Lacey going back and forth at each other. That was kind of interesting. And, Brittany feels a little frustrated with Zach because she's known him since, Kentucky days. But apparently they're good. And the whole scandal that Neil Nia guilt tripped Zach to friend his partner, which was not true. So, how did it end? It ended where Nikki Champagne, no, I'm sorry, why am I saying Nikki Champagne? I was just thinking. So it ends where um the whole Zach and Janet and they hugged it out, but I think that's going to be a slow burn of them being friends again. So, I guess next time, uh, what they braked for lunch, and I'm trying to think what was the previews. I can't think right now, and I'm sorry if I'm like if I paused many times in this podcast. Um, and there I go with the ums. All right. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, the most bickering was between Lacey and Michelle. Jesse may have been able to get a couple words in, but it was basically Lacey and Michelle. And it was funny. Tom Schwartz just sitting there looking like, what the heck? And I believe he starts um what was I saying? Uh Zach. So we'll see if Zach and Janet's friendship hold up. Kristen still doesn't want to have a friendship. And we'll see if this gets picked up for season 4. I'm gonna have to check that out. And if it doesn't, because I don't think they did another Valley, it was the Valley Persian, and they had people from different shows. I don't think that got picked up for a second season. But now, as far as going forward, what's new? I think I heard Dancing with the Stars Pro has 4 more episodes. McBee only has 2. And of course, Real Housewives of London just started. House of Stassi has 8 episodes, and I already did 2. So I'll be doing probably 2 more. The Valley next week will be episode 2 of the reunion and Big Brother. I gotta do Big Brother, and then I'll probably push this to Friday. Harry Jowsey, who wants to, is it Who Wants to Marry Harry Jowsey? That will have to wait until this weekend to do a recap. And then there was, and I didn't write it down, there was another show that they were going to have, and it was 5 couples, and they all have like a age gap, like big age gap. Man, older man, younger woman, vice versa. And it's going to be on All Reality on the Roku. And I think it starts Friday. So I will have to look up what the name is. I do not remember. But I am going to stop now and go to bed. So I apologize if at times during this I was pausing because literally I was losing my space. I almost need a bookmark to go along as I'm reading it so I'm not losing my space. Like what line? Just a FYI, if I haven't mentioned it before, I have dyslexia. So like when I type up things, thank you for spell check because I will type like has. I'll do AHS and like other words I'll misspell. So when I'm reading, I kind of get lost. Where did I leave off? And I'm also tired. So, a double whammy there. So, just bear with me, and I got to work on trying not to say my ums. All right. Well, next Wednesday will be the second episode of the reunion of the Valley. And supposedly we're supposed to see what went down when the whole Jax and Lori thing, the pictures of them vacationing in Mexico happened. So I don't know if she's still being a publicist, because I heard she was a publicist to a lot of the Bachelor people, but people have backed away, not with the Jax thing, but other things. People said she was like too involved. Like, your publicist is supposed to get your deals and that, but she was like too involved, like wanting to hang out with all these famous people and that. So, all right, stay tuned and see you then. We really appreciate you hanging out with the two scrappy chicks today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, download, and share it with a friend. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, just let us know.